you for holding space for me to share my art with you this evening. I'll give you a little bit of background about how I first came to poetry and how this particular book came into being. My background has always had to do with utilizing spoken word and performance poetry. I'm sorry, can you all hear me now? My background has always had to do with utilizing spoken word and performance poetry as a way to inspire and empower and finding an outlet for myself personally. My mother started the first Black writers group in the Northwest called the African American Writers Alliance when I was about 11 years old. So I've been performing and sharing my work since that time. We came here to Vermont about 9 years ago. I started working in the schools. As much of my history has to do with utilizing this craft as a way to empower youth through self-expression, and more recently so to address issues of implicit bias and to confront the social construct of race. Because as we know, or many of us should, there's not different races, there's one human race, like pigs and goats and sheep. So that understanding in terms of mutual humanity is very important to me. And I came into a lot of contact with different microaggressions and different instances of discrimination, which I learned had to do a lot with lack of exposure and experience and kind of an ignorance of mutual humanity that resides here and sometimes can take place sometimes in homogenous areas. So after I had a pretty intense inundation based on me speaking out against the racial climate of the program I had been working in Burlington Public Schools, I decided that I would compile my works over about a 20-year span from age 17 to present day and utilize it as a tool to confront the very ailment that I was suffering. So that was released in April, and this is it here. Their names are mine. And now I've been actively living off my craft for the first time in my life. So it is a bit of poetic justice there. So I'll share a number of pieces here kind of informally with you, and then at the end I'll hold space for you to ask me questions or address any things that resonate with me personally. And definitely feel free to network with me and engage with me afterward, as I'm definitely looking to spread the text. And I engage all ages of folks from elementary to academia. So the first piece I want to share with you was actually written when I was about 17 years old. I had always wanted to write a piece about the ancestors of mine who were enslaved here in the United States, but I always felt like something that was too big for me to do honor to. And finally, there was an event called the Maafa, which means great calamity or great tragedy in Kiswahili, I believe. And it refers to the transatlantic slave trade. And I was invited to come and share a poem in our ancestors' honor. So I thought, oh, this is a message from the universe saying, now's your time to write this. So I wrote this piece, and this is how it kind of came about. So I'm going to teach you something that my mother taught me on how you can send an artist or somebody who's offering themselves vulnerably to you your love and appreciation. So if you rub your hands together like this, when it gets warm, good job, send it my way. Thank you. This is called Middle Passage. There should be oceans of tears. There should be oceans of tears. This ink is not my blood. What right have I to speak? What right have I to speak? Think my words the salty oblivion to swallow this globe, submerging continents. Mother's one perfect tear for her children. There were children in that small cramped space, giving birth in fetal position to stillborn cosmos, tiny infants with mayhem as midwife. Below deck, below death, below breath was hope, hidden in heartbeat rhythm. And now sometimes I see our children are below deck, crammed into small cramped space, but the wooden planks are blocks and stoops and streets. But our heart-beating hope tells me we don't have to live that metaphor, for we are the lineage of stars and suns. Look at the sky and see your reflection. Forgetfulness would have us think the oceans drown, but galaxies do litter the seafloor. No one can ever take away our before. They sunk so that we soar. They hung so that we soar. They sunk and sung with tears in their lungs so that we soar. This is not a metaphor. This is not a metaphor. This ain't no metaphor. Middle passage. to share with you is kind of go in succession now through the years of my writing, moving through my life toward today. This next one is called Blackness, and I was working at a school called T.T. Minor Elementary School back home in Seattle, Washington. And another part of my background is my mother was a foster parent of over 70 children. So I had a lot of brothers and sisters growing up. I was always the oldest brother. So I think that's why I have a great facility in connecting with youth from all different backgrounds in terms of having a practical understanding of our relationship as a human family. And I always had a curiosity as a young man, as a young person of African descent too, as to why Black people were treated differently. And knowing the history of the human family beginning in Africa, it always confounded me. Why are we being treated like this, and how did this arise? So this piece kind of came about as I studied a lot about the history of minstrelsy, how people painted themselves in blackface to mock our plight, and kind of that disconnection between that recognition of our mutual humanity. And actually, more specifically, the instance that it arose from was when I was working at a school called T.T. Minor Elementary School, which was my first job out of high school. I worked, I guess it would be approximate to a paraeducator at the time, and I worked in the kindergarten class. And I remember a child telling me, a young Black girl, she told me that she'd rather have blonde hair than her own hair. And that really hurt me. I think that we should all be in reverence of the beauty that we all share. You know, no matter who we are, where we come from, what our faces look like, what color hair we have, what eyes we have, we're all beautiful. But I don't think all of us get necessarily the opportunity to see our beauty, and many times because of the history of white supremacy and pushing the imagery of white people and European descendants as the ideal for human beings, this kind of gets lost in terms of people's recognition of their own value. So I take that really personally because I have a love for all children. So this is kind of how this piece arose. So just give me some love. I'm gonna do it. I'll give it back. Who am I? When you see me, who do you see? Who am I? When you see me, what do you see? Misshapen perceptions of blackness. Dance the speed of obsidian. Rhythmless oblivion, mockingly grotesque, malformed concept of a molasses mammy and her tall babies dancing gaily. Nooses strings sing the melody. Black breath can't scream when bodies sleep. Days be dressed like minstrels, dancing a jig, till their feet so burning white, blistering hot that blood flow from their souls. Like the birth nobody knows. It ain't minstrel, but a string strums such a pretty tune. Drip drops so sweetly white it shamed the moon. Now the sound be white, but the blood be black. Flow flood the mud to the desert smack. Its lips black, hips and backs to sweat. Life stretched to give that with its breath. Trip, drop, breath, stop. Trip, drop, breath, stop. And you are not shit. You ain't hip hop, hip hop. The black blood blot splotched to despite being a black water, Snow White's desert appetite hatching its halo. Unholy spectrum of a sambo rainbow. Take a swig of my nigga sweater. Clay flesh blacker than sin, dark skin. It'll get you tipsy, topsy. Flip the one out to be Rajni and you'll stir down the well of my memory. Watch me ethos bubble in a frenzy. Eddies, echoes. The evil villain with the heart of black. Emerge from the darkness. Heartless black. Void, devoid. Soiled, dirty, stupid, ugly. It was hip hop. This is bloody ground. You smell the coppery cloying scent? Soil black is my royalty. Hip hop. I am a living urn. The ashes of my ancestors are my enemies. Hip hop. When I am light and I hold the stars, I thank you for this black flesh that surrounds my being. Nappy child, self-exile, treasure the flesh that you're blessed in. When I am light and I hold the stars, I thank you for this black flesh that surrounds my Now happy child, self-exile, treasure the flesh that you're blessed in. Thank you. I think the next piece I want to share with you, maybe we'll go sequentially. This next piece is called Cup of Joe, and it's kind of like a delving into the schizophrenic nature of the collective American psyche. I was taking a class called the African Continuum of Ritual Poetic Drama back home in Seattle, Washington, and the instructor was amazing. She actually formed a group, a collective with her students called TCP, the Conciliation Project, which was based on the premise that as a nation, we can't necessarily reconcile because we never honestly reconciled in the first place, to be able to communicate honestly about what our experiences have been. And so that's a huge need, and that's where art can come into play to hold space in a dynamic way for us being able to confront our vulnerable and challenging histories and present day realities. So we used to go through these transitions where she'd kind of be hitting this drum, we'd be going into different spaces in our minds, in our past experiences, and we come out of these transitions and then have to just rewrite. So I wrote this piece kind of like straightforward, stream of consciousness, just all in one sitting. And I said, oh, we'll never say that out loud. But we used to have these really intimate sessions at the house with a group my mother co-founded with myself called the Poetry Experience. So one day I was feeling a little more open, and I told my friends, I said, okay, I'm sensitive about my stuff, but I'm gonna share this stuff with you, so go easy on me. And they said, you should really do that. I said, really, you don't think people are gonna come for me? He was like, no, you should do that. So that just to say, encouragement is key in terms of fostering that sense of being open, vulnerable, and courageous in your own sharing of your story, and you never know how it will impact someone else. So this piece is called Cup of Joe. You know the routine now. America, sweet land of liberty, supersedes the natural rights of my people to be free. America, home of the brave, land where my people branded, labeled to be slaves. America, can you spare some change? Or can you even spare the truth to help us on our way? America. These people come from low-income housing, underprivileged and uneducated, in dysfunctional surroundings such as these. Many times their hygiene suffers. These niggas are dirty, downright violent, mean, and stupid as a block of wood. Wood. I wish a Peckwood would come down my block and pop him with a Glock and stop him where he should not have been and cut off his oxygen. Now, Mrs. Brown, please calm down. Let's not become irrational. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Let's not turn this into a race issue. White people, having grown up in white families, have experienced all forms of racial bias, prejudice, and inequality, qualifying them to address oppressed people with the utmost sensitivity. Besides, they ain't fit to raise their own kids. Black people are whiners. Everybody knows Jews are the most persecuted people in history. All I need to do is apply cocoa butter to the young Negro scalp for about 300 or 500 years or so, until it naps lay straight, and the culture abates, and the acid takes. Her hair is so fun. Can I touch your hair? Wavy, curly, nappy, straight. Wavy, curly, nappy, straight. Wait, straight up now, tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Oh. Paula Abdul is fine as hell, man. I just like her because she light-skinned. Well, we skinned that dirty alive. I don't teach no look at a white gal. The suspect is black. In his midlife to early living. If you see this man, please do not hesitate to avoid or avert eye contact at all costs. Clutch your purse in our pocket when you cross the street. We repeat, this man is armed with consciousness. Warning, he may appear as a poet. If alerted to the sad existence of racism, white privilege, and may experience abrupt discomfort, insidiously interwoven with the said topic of discussion. With a panic, however, breathe.
You may very well want to yell, or cry, or scream out. I say do it. Yell out as loud as you can. I'm a good white person! It doesn't exist. I don't see colors. I see shapes and triangles and parallelograms. I watch BET. I'm not a racist. Then, when this vile corporate tries to put you up on game that teaches the nature of racism, in and of itself being a system of racial subjugation against non-whites in every area of human relation, entertainment, education, labor, politics, law, religion, sex, war, and economics, culminating in the mass dispossession and genocide of the indigenous natives who founded this nation, using this definition as a basis of got white skin and whatnot, when you profit from the psychosocial construct. I struck a match in the dark, walked the block and the door was locked, and I ain't got no key. I can't constantly jam the lock open and feel myself freely, free myself to feel. Every time I get close to a lock broke, I get whitewashed, flooded with guilt. Then I stop jamming the lock. Then the whispers come. Be silent, quiet, rarely seen, never heard. You don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Refrain, abstain from saying them words. Words like white, like black, except when followed by harmony. Like race, racism, legacy, history, genocide, Holocaust, unless referring to the horrific tragedy of the Jewish, therefore made acceptable in appearance and character, in manner and demeanor. Everybody knows a well-mannered black man is named by white people as a Negro. As I said before, I can't find the space to breathe comfortably with my soul. I got too many people in my head. I got black and white people in my head to contend with. And every time I sing my pain, I feel like I'm dancing. Let the rushing currents and streams, running blooded kids got white folks' shoes tapping like some snappy styles of elevator music. Hip tunes to cruise to, huh? Hip-hop tunes to cruise to. Music to live by. Music to die by. Music to drive by. I see them bobbing their heads off beat, exchanging PC combo in the cosmos and indigenous peoples at large over lattes. Damn shame would happen to them colored folks. It's a damn fine cup of joke. Maybe 2 or 3 more. This next piece I want to share with you is called Charlene Lyles. And this is based on a woman who was killed by the police after she was the one who initiated the contact. And she was a, like maybe 5'1", 5'2", really had tremendous mental health issues that the police were aware of. And it just never fails to shock me how you could have a person of European descent disarmed who has a machine gun, and then all sorts of manner of excuses used in what contact results in the death of black people of all ages. So this kind of speaks to that history and present day reality of teaching people to see black people as monsters and to have this subconscious and an overt fear. So it's called Charlene Lyles. Just sing some more loud. Charlene Lyles and her daughters will turn into wolves. The moon will howl back and the sun will be your undoing. Emmett Till will come back as Elephant Man. He will whistle lasciviously at white women in broad daylight, and no harm will come to him. Sandra Bland will stand around your bed staring hungrily. Her gaze will change your heart to stone, or already stone, then the rest of it. Jordan Davis will return. You will meet him in the gas station parking lot in your dreams. He will have just purchased cigarettes and a pack of gum, and oh yes, his music will be playing very loudly. Yes, it appears we are monsters, demons with terrible resilience and incredible strength, and we are coming for your children. No handcuffs, tasers, or futuristic weaponry will thwart your doom. We are rock and roll, R&B, hip-hop gyrating colorfully through your black and white TV screens. It's too late. Michael Jackson already made Thriller. The wretched Negro demon rapists are dancing with your daughters. We have already soiled the White House. It's brown now, like the earth our clawed hands clambered out of. We have the dark, dignified audacity to breathe the white man's air unapologetically, to look a white lady right in the eye, unfazed. to not stand for the hypocritical bullshit of white supremacy. Yes, the monsters are loose. We are claiming our lives matter more than just on Halloween. The next time you wear a Native American costume, you will be scalped and hung by the flag you hold so dear. The next time you wear blackface, tap dancing in layers of burnt cork and grease to mock our monstrous plight, it will become permanent, and none of your lily white loved ones will recognize you. You will be burned at the stake like only a true nigger or a faggot could be. You will taste the human tears, the blood behind these razor-sharp teeth, and suddenly the world will morph. And you will truly see the monsters at the dinner table, in your classroom, and right beside you as you lay down to sleep. Their red glowing eyes will surround you, for simply knowing that we are and have always been human. The title piece. This one is actually the piece that the book is named after. It's called For Trayvon Life Found in the Countless Unnamed. It kind of speaks to just the litany historically and present day of how this domestic terrorism and cavalier inhumanity, lack of respect and reverence for the humanity of people of African descent is still rampant today and has never really been addressed in a way that can uproot it. So, show me some love. I need your help with it too when it comes to that part, so let you know. Lynching is not dead. It's done in broad daylight, under the hot lights of media frenzy, the black blood, white guilt, white fear, and white acquittal, where brown boys are still expendable. Michael Vick should have had Zimmerman's lawyer. Brown boys are worth less than black dogs. Trayvon should have been a brown lad. Maybe then we'd see more of a humane society's presence. If poems could march in the streets, overturn verdicts, bring corrupt police to justice, if they could bring a boy back his life and a mother back her son, a father back his boy, return bullets to a gun, unloose the lynch rope and unravel the knots from choked throats, we would not be choking on tears. When do our lives become valuable in the eyes of the law? When does hate cease to be exonerated behind a badge and lighter skin? And God forbid you wear a hoodie in the rain while having black skin with Skittles in your pocket. You can taste the rainbow, but you can't taste freedom. You can taste your own blood, but you can't taste the rainbow. Diversity is white people's code word for niggers. You can taste the rainbow, but not if you're too dark. The rainbow may come during the storm. If you're too dark on a block, in a hoodie, and the Skittles fall from your pocket, you never taste the rainbow. Your killer has the right to stand his ground. He may shoot you in the heart, and America may relive it in sordid detail. She is only reliving her nightmares. She dreams nightmares often. Open caskets, ashes, weighted limbs, no coffins. 2, his name is Trayvon Martin. Say it.
Trayvon Martin.
Renee Davis. Khalif Browder. Corey Jones. Freddie Gray. Terrence Sterling. Terrence Crutcher. Dee Wiggle. Keith Lamont Scott. Darren Seals. DeAndre Joshua. Philando Castillo. Alton Sterling. Corin Gaines. Oscar Grant. Mackenzie Cochran. The Charleston Nine. Jordan Baker. Kamani Gray. Timothy Stanberry. Sean Bell. Sandra Bland. Joyce Cornell. Maya Hall. Alicia Thomas. Troy Good. Aaron Campbell. Alonzo Ashley. Renell Lewis. Wendell Allen. Tanisha Anderson. Jonathan Farrell. Eric Garner. John Crawford. Ezel Ford. Michael Brown. Jordan Davis. Akai Gurley. Darian Hunt. Kajeen Powell. Tamir Rice. Manuel Loggins. Chavez Carter. David Latham. Luis Rodriguez. Matthew Powell. Amadou Diallo. His name, he has a name. His name is I Can't Breathe. His name is Emmett Till. His name. You must remember his name. James Byrd Jr.
He may whisper in the wind. You may hear it in your skin. His name is guilty in his innocence. Freedom fighter, martyr, troublemaker. His name. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, he has a name. His name is Black Boy, Blacklisted, Blackballed. His name is Black Power. Black babies in a black market for green cash. Stolen life, tied to a tree, burnt at the stake. His name, probable cause, the Negro problem, chalk outline, white man's fear. His name, ear for a souvenir. His name, Black Nigger Boy. Fred Hampton, Huey P. Newton, Medgar Evers. His name saves lives, mobilizes movements. His name is Watch for a Black Messiah. Bullet to the heart. Boy in Jaws of Wolf. White girl car rape. Whistle too free. Head too high. His name looked me in my eye. His name must die. Gangster, thug, menace, stereotype. His name is Breast Like Demon. His name is taken to the Iron Bridge on Main Street. His name's legs are pulled until its neck cracks. Stabbed, hung, shot, burned, ravaged by relic hunters. His name is Mistaken Identity. Scottsboro Boys, the Tuskegee Experiments, David Walker, living, breathing black manhood. Heathen, pagan, no salvation. His name is You Free Nigga, and get over it. Kunta Kinte, stolen African, strange fruit, stranger in a strange land, in danger of deranged hands, enemy of the state, genetic dissenter, asphalt art, bloody memory, collateral damage, white man's burden, that happened so long ago, chain gang, wage slave, chattel, on the rack, in the irons, on the run, wanted. His name is Arthritic Hands That Got More Thistles Than Cotton. His name is Put Your Hands Up, Spread 'em, Stop or Shoot. His name is Bang! 41 shots, Assange Shakur, Angela Davis, Breakfast Program, Black Panther Parties for Self-Defense. His name is, he has a name. His name is beaten severely, urinated on, chained by the ankles. His name is dragged 50 miles and decapitated. 81 places have the remains. His name is missing an arm. His name is crackhead, war on drugs, war on poverty, scapegoat, sacrificial lamb. His name is kicked carcass, convict, criminal, thief, drug dealer, victim. Still a child, his name will never breathe again. His name is a mother. His name is expendable, sundown laws, Jim Crow cars, Jim Crow bars. His name is racial profiling. In court, just call him profiling, because this is not about race. His name is Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass, Ida B. Wells. No rights a white man is bound to respect. His name has a title. When he dies, his name is Mr. Martin, wearer of the black hoodie, walker of the home path. Wrong place, wrong time. Wrong skin, wrong crime. His name is holder of the skills. His name, his mother knows his name. Her tears spell it in big, bold letters down her cheeks. His name is gone too soon. His name is Darky, Spook, Jigaboo, Sambo. His name is different. Too difficult to be pronounced by thin lips and forked tongues. His name dies without justice. Missing. Lost. Bottom of the ocean. Shark food. Triangle trade of little bones. His name is Sunchild. Starfruit. Young, gifted, and black, but you can call him nigger. His name. He has a name. His name is The Sun is Rising. His name is Wake Up! I know his name because his name is mine. Space for any questions or comments on what speaks to you, so definitely feel welcome.
My daughter went to school with Terrence Crusher's son, so what do you have to send me? I think you're not forgetting him.
We have to save them. Once we save them, if people are still with us, they know that their lives are valuable. At home to each other. Yes.
I work at the Children's Literacy Foundation and I'm lucky enough to send Rajni to a lot of schools. And I'm just wondering, Rajni, if you can tell us a little bit about how schools are incorporating your poetry and your message into how they're talking to kids now about all these issues.
Definitely. I feel like it's in its very initial stages, because the book was just released in April. But I have been actively using different pieces from it before it was compiled for workshops on identity and social justice. But it is my hope to have it utilized more so for curriculum, especially with being in the onset of the ethnic studies bill. So we can have these texts utilized in the classroom for middle school and high school, some of the pieces that are more age appropriate for elementary school. I think that the more often that we can engage youth in terms of recognition of our nation's history and the traumatic reality of the present, the more likely we're able to hold space for mutual humanity in sincere ways. And I think that's what our country, our nation, and the world really needs. Yes, ma'am.
Who are you reading?
Hmm?
Who are you reading these days?
Oh, there's a lot of people I just return to. I read a lot of Baldwin, and I read Derek Bell, Faces at the Bottom of the Well. I like to read a lot of my mother's work too. Randy Edmonds, she's the one who
What's
probably
your mother's name?
Randy Edmonds.
Edmonds?
Randy Edmonds.
Edmonds?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so she was the one who taught me to read and write, and always having these pieces back to her in order to feel it. It was key. So her giving me that love for language and the grasp that word, sound, power can have a high impact on holding space for people's hearts and minds to be affected. Just witnessing that in her own craft and then learning how to incorporate it into my own has been huge. I'm reading, I always read quite a few books simultaneously because I discovered Kindle now, so there's a lot of books I'm reading. I'm reading, I think, The Law of the Colorblind. It's a book that kind of breaks down the history of segregation, the intentional governmental involvement, post Reconstruction and through the 60s.
What was it called?
I
Sorry.
think it might be actually called The Color of Law, and that's an amazing piece. Reading Just Mercy too by Brian Stevenson about mass incarceration. It's kind of reading several ones simultaneously. I feel like the more we educate ourselves on the history and how it never stopped, the more key will be, and then the more we actually share that with our people in our own circle too. I think that's a huge part of it. You know, so we can have engagements like this, but if we don't do it consistently in our own communities, it's always going to be the same repetition. So that's what's important to me.
What age do you mostly work with? You say you work in schools, is it, and maybe with a lot of different people, but is there a particular age that you feel you have residents with that is, they're open and they're there with you? Is there a particular age?
I think for the maturity that this text requires and just kind of the exposure to the grotesque history, probably middle school and high school would be the best suited. But I'm quite open because I said I have 7 brothers and sisters, so basically working with children is more familial in relationship to me. So I'm hoping to work with all ages, K through grown up. You know, I feel like all of the different ages have something magic about it. You know, of course with the younger age, like, what, 6, 7? Yeah, see, spot on. You know, that particular space, like imaginative, playful, open, maybe don't have as much of the jaded teenagery period, but then also you can find the magic in the adolescence too. If you're able to engage them in a way that shows them that you really have respect for their intelligence and value who they are as people. Where some adults can always use that bridge, but I think once you have that crossed in terms of really expressing yourself genuinely to them and offering yourself vulnerably, then there's a shift, you know, and then they can be free to express themselves and hold space to communicate about some of the things that many adults have challenges with. So it's kind of depends on the circumstances you're doing.
What does Vermont not get yet?
I think, well, collectively, I think Vermont doesn't necessarily get that it's a part of the world, and that the world is not white. You know, like the world is many different shades, many different ethnicities, and in my estimation, I think Burlington, Winooski, and somewhat Montpelier have more, they call it diversity, but I think it's really more so just reflective of the actual human family. I think that's a huge part. So you can get something hypothetically and intellectually, but until it's relational, and it's always going to be missing pieces. So we need to offer that to our children more so, and bring folks, the different black ones in, and connect the folks in our community, develop sincere relationships. I think that's my privilege, because I was raised in an environment where I had a vast array of human family around me, so that's just normal for me. But I could get that you only learn that hypothetically or through means, and you don't have a relationship with different people, you might kind of suffer the default of running from how history was taught by the media, which is mainly rooted in white supremacy and showing people of Europeans as the ideal for all human beings, which is really not the case. It's a real great, broad human family that has African roots, and there's so many different aspects to our journey. I think we need to revel more in the beauty and the brilliance of it, and not shy away from the travails, but recognize them as a part of gaining access to greater triumphs and recognition that we're all human and learning from each other. Thank you so much for your time. I'd like to share one more thing before we close out. This is something my mother created shortly after 9/11, just to leave something with positive affirmation and the need for peace in the world. It's called "I Like There to Be a World Where Nobody Came." It's called a response song, and she wrote it just based on the notion that nobody wins in war. So I think it's important for us to remember that, so we can offer that idea and that recognition to our children. So it goes like this. Ready to do it? I'd like there to be a war where nobody came. I'd like there to be a war where nobody came. Where the gunners didn't show and the flyers didn't flow, like a river carrying death to those below. Where artillery moved too slow, missed the boat and the whole dang show. And we all refused to go, I said, we all refused to go. I'd like there to be a war where nobody came. I'd like there to be a war where nobody came. Where the infantry said no, in crisp tones the taste of snow. And the bombers stated clear, they won't go in any year. And sharpshooters closed their eyes, much to the brass' great surprise. And there was peace with no reprise. We chose the peace with no reprise. I'd like there to be a war where nobody came. I'd like there to be a war where nobody came. Where we first would check ourselves, see what our causes do foretell, tweak where tweaking would do well, then maybe check ourselves again. Remembering some crazy machoing does not signify a win. Cannot signify a win, so I'll say it once again. I'd like there to be a war where nobody came. I'd like there to be a war where